First up, what's happening behind the counter? Well, we've got some big news. 6 Alzheimer's vaccines. Feels like we mention Alzheimer's drugs every couple of months, but this is the first time that we've ever gotten to mention 6 vaccines all at once. Alzheimer's, while not fully understood, is believed to result from tau and amyloid proteins that seem to be the 2 primary sources of concern with those patients. When not properly cleared from the brain, the amyloids create plaques and the tau create neuron tangles. One researcher called these the trigger and the bullet of Alzheimer's. Over the decades, researchers have explored a number of different ways to curb the disease's progression. Lots of effort was put into developing drugs that would target and break up plaques with little success and lots of complications. Now, researchers are turning toward immunotherapies. You might know that term from cancer treatment. Immunotherapies, instead of trying to target the plaques directly, they're trying to help the body's own immune system to do its job better. That's what an immunotherapy is. And that has led to 6 different immunotherapy vaccines currently in trials, 2 of which have FDA fast track approval. AC Immune is one of those. It received fast track clearance back in June of 2023 and is currently in the midst of both phase 1 and phase 2 trials with 140 different people. The vaccine aims to elicit production of anti-amyloid antibodies. Early results show that it is generally well tolerated and does produce an antibody response. The other fast track vaccine is called Vaccinity and has already completed phase 2 trials with results published in August of 2023. The trial was 78 weeks long, involved 46 people, and, quote, elicited a robust, rapid antibody response, unquote. It was also generally well tolerated and showed a 97% antibody response, meaning that it increased the antibody presence by almost double. That led to a slowing of cognitive decline compared to those who received placebo. With 5.8 million Americans currently diagnosed with Alzheimer's, we are praying that these vaccines actually work and work well. And in other encouraging neurological news, researchers have demonstrated just how quickly the brain can repair itself in people with alcohol use disorder. People with alcohol use disorder tend to have a thinning in their cortex. The cortex is the outer wrinkly portion of the brain, literally the part you probably think of when you think of the brain. That part is what governs, among other things, higher order functions like decision-making and impulse control. That's why it's so difficult, among other reasons, for people with alcohol use disorder to inhibit their impulses to drink. A study involving researchers at Stanford, University of California, and the Veterans Association, Veterans Administration have shown that after complete cessation from alcohol, abstinence from alcohol, the brain is able to repair itself to levels comparable to those without the disorder in just 7.3 months. Researchers said there is a faster rate of recovery in the first 4 weeks after quitting drinking, but that the regrowth continued throughout. That is fantastic news for anyone dealing with the fallout of excessive drinking. There is hope for the brain to repair itself, given apparently not that much time. That's really, really cool. What do you think? Vaccines, 6 of them. What are if I were a betting man, what's the likelihood that one of these comes to market?
Man, it's tough to say. I would say it's high.
You think so?
Yeah.
I really hope so. Because we genuinely have talked about this and talked about this and talked about this. I want there to be some sort of move in that direction. And if it's an immunotherapy where we're just boosting the body's own ability to do what it's supposed to do, that's really exciting. Hopefully should have far fewer negative side effects.
Yeah, there's all a lot of different schools of thought around this sort of thing, but in general, really haven't been able to make much traction with dealing with the issues surrounding Alzheimer's. And so something like this, easy to maybe put some of the potential downsides kind of out of the way and thinking about this big picture. You know?
Absolutely. If it gives you cancer in 20 years, that's not what it does. We're just speculating. If it were to do something like that, that's an easy trade-off for me,